Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. Okay, so what am I doing? Can we even begin to guess? One of my favorite animals that I ever had was a betta fish, and his name was Ion, and he was a beauty. And years ago I painted him, and I was just thinking, you know what? I'm going to paint him again. And it's funny because how can you a betta fish? But this fish was like trainable. I trained him to like respond to me, and it was just quite the coolest. He was just beyond incredible, and like would do all kinds of things, like swim. I mean, didn't walk on, water or come out of the tank or anything, but he would swim, and he would like go through hoops, and he like could count, because I would like put the food in there, and who knows what he really understood, but it was very incredible for a betta fish to me, and I never had one that was ever quite like that. And so Ion the betta fish deserves to be recognized again over all the years. So that is what this is. And it's pretty wild to me that this fish would just be, it was just, I mean, because I had many before him and many after him, and never had one that, like, because I would, put the treats and take the fish, and it was interesting. So, how that goes. That is. So, anyways, day a million of frosty land, the tundra. We live in near Charleston, West Virginia, the capital, and this is, let's see, January. All my days are blending together now. January 28th, I believe, 2026. I know that part, and I know it's January. I think we're on the 28th. But it's like it will never warm up again, it feels like. Even though I know it's coming, it just... we're supposed to stay cold until next week. We're supposed to have this extremely cold weather. Like, I think it's for like 3 or 4 days, and this can all change. So anything I'm saying, as I'm not a weather reporter, nor do I usually get the weather right. But 3 or 4 days, we are supposed to stay in the low 20s, and mostly the single digits. So they have once again closed school, and I think again all of the counties in West Virginia are closed, which in itself is like amazing that they've done that. So it's interesting, to say the least. And I keep telling Owen, and I don't blame them. Believe that's not what the interesting part is. Like, I don't blame them. I would not want to be making the decision of who, to go get the, like, a lot of the, like, we could technically get out, but it would be harder on him knowing, like, that he can go someplace but can't go to school, and he can't go all the places because it's just it's hard for him to comprehend. It's just hard. It's hard, and I hate that it's so hard for so many right now, and that it's still rapidly changing, or slowly changing, I suppose, with the weather, because it is so so cold, and there's still so much ice, and just everything. It's just everything. My eyes are so tired. This is probably not the best night to like recreate Ion, the beta fish, but we're doing this. We're doing it. We're doing it, people. We're doing it. So, I debated and debated and debated whether to send him to therapy tomorrow, but just getting him out to it, and he's just still he had a sinus infection, and then he got through it, and then he started like coughing and sneezing again, like afterwards, so he got it like right back again, and he's fine, but I just like getting him back out in the weather again, even though they say the weather does not necessarily make him sick. I just I don't want him to keep getting sick, and it makes me sad. Makes me sad. So we have his school tablet and enough schoolwork for this weekend, and for this week, because they had 2 official snow days, and they were off again today. They'll be off tomorrow, which is Thursday, and I have a silly thought, which is not really silly, that they will be off again on Friday. So I have told Owen, because of the weather, that we are not going anywhere until Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Because I knew that he was very, like, yesterday he cried a lot about not going to school, and just, it was very hard for him. And so him being able to at least have like a date, like if I kept saying to him, well, we have to wait and see, we have to wait and see, we have to wait and see, that was way, way too hard for him. Because I forget sometimes, even though my brain thinks a lot like his brain, I forget sometimes that the way you say the words and the way the words like are translated into his thought process can be even harder on him. And so doing that just keeps him kind of in circles sometimes. So I let him know that he was not going to school or going anywhere until Wednesday of next week. And he asked a couple of times, but not the hundreds of times that he was asking me when it was, what day. So I have to stick with that, even though that's hard as well. I still have to kind of stick with it. So I'm just putting a few little extra all right. Every time I do this, when my eyes catch the edge, it doesn't feel like it's complete there, but so I think Mr. Ion is about as complete as he's gonna be. So, all right. As I say that, I just gonna give him a little more color down there. I always sign O for Owen since he helps me with the backgrounds, and then L and B. So there we go. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.